Hello loves, let's talk about how I made this 3-tier book cake. Book cakes are pretty hard to make because rectangular cakes are hard to make. So first you have the rectangular shape and you cover it in cream. Now this part is the tedious part because you have to make sure that it is perfectly rectangular when doing so. Trust me, I cut off about maybe 20 minutes of this. After, you put it in the fridge so that it firms up a little bit, and now I add an extra amount of cream on it. This is because I'm going to go ahead and make the sides look like pages. I have this scraper tool that has these edges and it helps to create pages of a book. This is also a tedious part because there are some spaces, as you can see, that's not filled with cream, so you have to continuously comb over and over until it's nice and even. I do put the cake back in the fridge for a little bit so that I can sharpen the edges after I scrape it off again. Any spots that you see need more cream, you just blot up a little bit of extra cream on there, and again, you just keep swiping through. Now, I measure the top of the cake so I can see exactly how wide it is and how long it is. I use a ruler to measure out my fondant. I did lay the fondant out for a good 30 minutes to an hour so that it firms up and it's easier to pick up. Notice how it's still sticking out over the edge. If the fondant was still super soft, it would actually kind of fall over the edge, but I want it sticking out a little bit because that's the book part, or that's the book cover part, I should say. So I'm basically just smoothing it over, and the other side is the spine of the cake. That part I did not put pages on. I didn't have to worry about that. Now I take my little tool and I put like an indentation for the spine cover. Then you just cut off the edge of the spine as you see me doing here. Now I'm still missing the bottom cover, as I should say. So what I do is I cut a small strip of fondant and I lay it down underneath the top bit so that they're both kind of even in length. And I'm pushing it in just to make it, touch the buttercream edge so that it looks like it's the bottom of the cake, or the bottom of the cover, I should say. And now to stack these babies, I'm using straws to help them hold each other up. These books are super heavy. You can tell, look how thick they are. So I have to make sure that it's doweled properly. So the straws help to hold up the top tier so that it doesn't smush the bottom cake down. The top book cake does have a board underneath it, and I basically repeat the same process when I do stack the cakes. I add a little yellow cover or yellow bottom book cover to the top cake. And if there is a third book as well, I go ahead and I repeat that process in terms of structuring the cake properly. And I also repeat the process of putting down the bottom book covers too. And here you have the final product with all its little details. I actually also graduated from U of M, so I love this.